competitive class, the guys are close. Last weekend, Greg Normandin wins it with Hatch, half a car on his side at the stripe. This week, it's the man back at it, Chris Hatch. I mean, the guy's just an oval wizard, the birthday boy, and he's tough. I mean, he's been doing it a long time. One of his Grand National wins is on the dirt, so Hatch gets it done. Rowdy Brian Green. I mean, that guy races anything, anywhere. He don't care. He just wants to race. And then of course, Steve King. He was he's an outdoor champ, and he looked good. He got a new ride. So did Brian Green. Brian Green picked one up. So the guys are starting to get things sorted out. But come Buddha time, I guarantee you they're going to be dialed in and ready to go for sure. Hatch, Norman, and Green, King. That's how it went. Supersport 200. That's the clones that you can get from Harbor Freight. Smoking deal. $100, $20 insurance. So if it throws a rod or breaks a crank, you just take it in and say, yeah, it was my log splitter. It broke it. Get a new motor. The guy that's been killing it, Danny Cahill, probably needs a bounty on him because he's been basically unbeatable. Now, I don't know if this counts, whereas his streak has been broken since he didn't show. He hurt a motor last week. Again, I wasn't there. I was in Colorado, so I don't know the whole story there, but he just didn't have it back in time. Dave Schrock does his stuff, RPM Motors, and so Cahill was out, but the win went to Mark Wooten, who was really, really, really fast. And it was good to see Paul Weatherford back out there. He was right there in the hunt. So lots of good stuff there, the KT class. So, hey, it's on. It really is. We know the UAS guys probably aren't going to make it. I know Ronnie Cox, the Rocket, got his Uncle Chuck's ride. They got a brand new 450 going on that thing. So he hasn't been able to make it one time. Shane Smith, having to work every other weekend. So, hey, it's but it's on. It's going to be on, and it's going to be good when the Buddha comes. They'll be here, I know, a couple weeks before, but let me just say, man, the hitman's coming for the Buddha. I mean, don't kid yourself. He wants to get the one that got away and last year. But, you got Chase, you got now I haven't heard for sure if Loughton's coming. I would like to think that he is to defend. But you got Loughton, you got Diotti, you got Chase, you got Ford Cook's coming. Lonnie Teacott told me he's coming. Ron Bowles, who when I was down in Dixon, Ron Bowles was no joke. He was fast. He got a little messed up stuff. And then the ES7, Eric Stansberry was. He's a missile down there. I'm still wondering how he didn't get that, but nonetheless, Stansberry's really picked it up and is good. So, it's pretty awesome. It's going to be far and away the best, easily the best Buddha we've had, thus far. So, and guys, thanks. I appreciate the chats. Man, right on the Hitman listening in. That's Mr. Money right there. Kevin Bridges, you say I can't hear. I my levels are way up, man. So I don't know what's up there, but it appears everything's working. So anyway, appreciate it. The Iron Man listening in. Even the Iron Man says, Diotti, you're the man to beat. So, I mean, really, Michael Loughton's the man to beat. He wasn't that bad. He got messed up in some stuff that, but there again, it ain't over till it's over. The BK always got something coming up, and for 7 years, it's been doing nothing but get better, and it's on everybody's bucket list. I mean, but we got some stuff before that. The Classic coming up the 26th, 27th, 28th. Man, I so wish I could go to that. I've never been. it is, it's the deal. Everybody who's anybody is, is going to be there. Diotti will be there. He's going to defend. Try to. Angel's going. And let me say, she was the only UAS car there. She got her 450 back together. They had some problems with it the week before, some ring issues, whatever, but she looked good. I mean, she really did. Wasn't perfect, but boy, did she look good. So she's going to be tough down there. And it's going to be, it's just going to be on. That's all I can tell you. You don't want to miss that. I mean, there's some races you can say, but hey, it's going to be on. It's going to be some dang good racing down there at the Classic. So if you can make it, I know that's pretty close to Christmas. That's the you just got to get down there if you can. That's all I can tell you. I know it's tough, and I don't know why they do it right after Christmas, but that's the date and that's where it's at. But I hear they run a meticulous program down there, so it's just going to be on. Kind of not to get on a downer, but on the road race side of things, one of the EMTs who is out there that helps out the Puget Sound Road Race Association, his name is Shane Roeder. Unfortunately, Shane's wife passed. Great mom, I'm sure, and a great wife, and so just want to say that my condolences and everybody's condolences, Shane, go out to you, because from what I read, man, you're a good volunteer, a good guy, and so we're all praying for you. So things will get better, I promise. So hang in there. Salem. So you know what's going on there. 12th, 13th, 14th. It's the cages, the quarter midgets, the dwarfs, the micros. Going to be a good show down there. Kind of early, I know, but May 29th and 30th on the road race side, the Puget Sound Road Race Association is teaming up with a company called Turn 2 Lapping. They're like a driving school, and they're going to be putting on a practice day on the 29th of May, and the 30th they're going to have a race day there at the Ridge up here in Washington, new track. I guess it's something to behold. Haven't been there yet, but I do want to check it out. So that should be a good deal. I know it's early, but mark it in your calendars. You don't want to miss that. Free seat time for you road race guys. Hager will probably like to hear that. Let's see here. Moving on. The Lucas Oil Off-Road Truck Series. Now, why do I bring that up? I bring that up because one of our own is out there getting it done, stepping up. Joe Gibb. They kind of ran hit and miss this year, trying to get their feet wet. I know they were trying to acquire some sponsorship, and as they found out pretty quickly, that sometimes works out pretty smoothly, and other times it doesn't. But they made do, and they got some. I guess he really came leaps and bounds. And so their schedule came out already, so they're going to start January 17th. So he's going to be in the truck before he's in the Buddha ride. And they start out at Lake Elsinore, and then that's where they're going to finish up with the regional shootout in October. So 10 races. And I guess Gibbs are going for it. They are going the National Series, and they're going for Rookie of the Year. And so it's on. So congratulations to Joe Gibb. No doubt he's going to do well. He's a pretty polished and accomplished young man already. So, and with the wizard behind him and his dad, the real deal. Hey, can he go wrong? No, I don't think so. So go get him, Joe Gibb, man. We're all behind you there, and we'll be anxious to hear how that goes when we see you at the Buddha. So I covered the Winter Series. Again, I just can't tell you enough how important it is to support that. it's just a good way to stay in shape, and you're helping out the sport. So if you want to roll, I'm trying to tell you, you don't need the state-of-the-art stuff. I know everybody thinks they do, but, man, just come out there with something. Come out and roll. It's just seat time. I mean, if you want to get serious, you want to get serious. But if you don't, it's not a big deal. Come on out and go. So, hey, I just encourage you to get out if you can. At least once, you got to try it. Asphalt guys, Aaron Ellington, who was a Rotax standout, he drove for Sodi Kart for the factory. He wasn't a dirt guy. I mean, he didn't like oval stuff at all. I talked him in, Felch put him in a ride, and he says, you know what, this is the best $35 I ever spent. And that's the deal. I think it's $35 or $40. It's cheap. And then they've also got, the Hampton Inns down there in Salem gives you a break on the room. And so I think it's like $83. So if you go in there and tell them that you're with the Salem Speedway, they give you a break on a room, and you can, it's going to be going on. Moving on. The Northwest Gold Cup. Whoa, man. This, it probably could be a TV series, running with the Gold Cup. I mean, you just never know what's going on there. As everybody knows, with the Rotex deal and everything going on, and when Bill Heddick was running the deal, Rotex was his baby. Well, it changed, and it changed hands and went a different direction, and hence it's taking its toll on the Gold Cup. I try to stay neutral on that deal. I mean, there's good and bad about all of it. I get where the Can-Am, and it is for the upper echelon guys that are looking to go, and it's fairly costly, even though the Rotex was supposed to be the expense killer, more driver stuff, but nonetheless, as we all know, you can put them on spec tires, you can put them on spec motors, and somehow, some way, dollars always creep back in there, and so certainly not Rotex's fault, and they're doing what they got to do. They've got a good program. It's solid, it's well run, and it's well established. But it hurts the regional thing. The Gold Cup been here for 40 years. It's something that's needed. I mean, it's not, it's not something that you want to throw away. I don't think that would be very good for the sport. And where am I going with this? Well, where I'm going with this is Bill Heddick used to be the service provider for the series, so that meant he brought his driving, his race director and a flagman who did a great job this year. Larry Senior formerly was the flagman, and then Aaron Stanford was the race director. They did a great job, and the only thing they didn't supply were the corner workers. So they had the scores, they had the registration taken care of. So so basically the clubs didn't have to do anything. Well, then when Rotex left, it was pretty apparent that Bill wasn't gonna be there, and he, obviously couldn't make any money. So, what do? You, I guess, you quit. So he did, and I can't say that a deal. He had a work commitment that he had to uphold, and so it just made it kind of tough, dollars and cents. But the whole deal was McGuire goes in there and he's proposing, hey, I want to go and do this deal, and we need somebody like Heddick. We need somebody to be taking care of this stuff, and and so he proposed it, and of course, he tried to explain to everybody that, hey, this isn't. Do the math. I mean, I'm not going to do this thing for nothing and make commitments and stuff, but, we need to have a consistent deal all the way across the board. All right. So they did that. I don't know now what the situation is. They were going to table it. They were going to do some other stuff. And so I'm not sure where it ended up, other than he